not your mate. I'm not near the gate. No, no, don't touch me. Why are you touching me? What are you doing? You've just assaulted me. I'm away from the gate. Why are you still touching me?
Keep going, step away from the gate.
No, I'm away from the gate. No.
Step away from the gate.
Identify yourself now. Why are you still pushing me? Why are you still pushing me?
Step away from the gate.
I'm away from the gate. I'm away from the gate.
Keep walking.
Identify yourself, please.
PC 356.
Why are you still pushing me? Wow.
You was a security risk. Keep walking.
Why are you still pushing me? I'm away from the gate.
So keep walking.
Stop pushing me. You've just ended your career. You know that.
Keep going.
Get off me. What are you doing? I think you should get a sergeant here. I think you should get a sergeant here.
Just keep walking because I'll take you as a security risk.
I can't do nothing to defend myself because you're in uniform. You'd have me twisted up in a second. Right? It's a public place. You have no authority whatsoever to dictate where I go. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Mate, I'm not listening to you.
Exactly. So go away. Back in your car. Why are you still pushing me?
I'm not letting you in the end of that gate.
I'm not going in the gate.
Just keep going.
I am not going in the gate.
You tried to step in that gate.
I didn't step in, I stood at the corner. Like I done at the other side and I didn't go in. No officers came out and assaulted me.
So how do I know that?
You don't know that. You don't know that, but you go on what you do know and what you don't know. You're an absolute idiot. Get back in your car and do one. Get back in your car.
Step away.
Get back in your car. You've found yourself in a whole world of shit.
Wonderful.
Yeah, why are you still pushing me?
Step away.
Stop pushing me.
Not coming anywhere.
You've just committed several assaults. You've ended your career. You know that.
Step
You know that. You have ended your career.
Do not come
You have ended your career. You know that. You have no idea what you've just done.
But just leave.
You have ended your career. You've just ended your career. 100% you've just ended your career.
Don't come anywhere near the police.
I'm not. What do you mean go anywhere near the police station? This is a public place. And
as soon as the officers leave the station, they confront the auditor, pressing him for answers. He stays calm, insisting he hasn't done anything wrong. One officer then tries to detain him, claiming CCTV showed him looking at police cars, but simply observing or filming vehicles in public isn't a crime, and nothing he did was illegal.
But across the public pavement where he has every right to stand.
no, no, I'm not. Behave yourself. Nowhere near your gate. I'm not your mate. I'm not near the gate. No, no, don't touch me. Why are you touching me? What are you doing? You've just assaulted me. I'm away from the gate. Why are you still touching me?
Under Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, officers can only stop and search someone if they reasonably suspect they are carrying stolen or illegal items. Filming police cars in public doesn't meet that standard. Yet one officer claims the search is to check if the auditor is equipped to steal, even though he has no tools, hasn't attempted anything, and is simply filming in plain sight. This isn't proper policing. It's intimidation dressed up as procedure, a forced excuse after the fact.
C. Bell clearly believed that moving him was necessary to secure the station, and that's the crux of the issue. The entire criminal complaint and any subsequent investigation will hinge on two things: the reasonableness of her assessment and the proportionality of her response. Because here's the legal reality: any unwanted physical contact can
Realizing his argument is weak, the officer shifts tactics, claiming the stop is justified because of past incidents in the area. But that doesn't fly. Reasonable suspicion has to be based on the person's own actions, not what happened before. Treating location alone as proof of guilt turns anyone nearby into a potential suspect. That's lazy profiling, not proper policing. By that logic, standing near a shop could make you a theft suspect, or hanging around a bank could make you look like a robber. The law is meant to focus on behavior, not where you happen to be.
A false claim that he was trying to get in the building, pointing out that the camera proves otherwise, and here's where the imbalance of power becomes clear. He says it directly: "You know full well I can't defend myself. You're in uniform. You'd have me twisted up in a second." That single statement shows exactly why this situation is so troubling. The officer is physically pushing him down a public pavement, not because of any crime, but because she doesn't want him there. That's not lawful policing, that's raw power being used to override rights.
Identify yourself. No, I'll go wherever I want. It's a public place. It's a public place. You understand that, yeah? You understand what a public place is.
This male's been trying to get into the...
The auditor stands his ground. Careful, he warns, "I wear this mask for health reasons, a protected characteristic." You never asked, you just assumed. The officer tries to shift focus, Do you have anything sharp or illegal? No. The auditor replies, then demands their IDs. They respond with names and badge numbers, and he fires back. You're about to make a serious mistake. You have no legal grounds to search me. When this goes to the IOPC, you'll see, and I'll seek compensation. All of this over someone saying I looked at podcasts. He finishes with a final jab. And if you're wondering why I'm recording, same reason as my name, none of your business.
I'm not listening to you.
Exactly. So go away. Back in your car. Why are you still pushing?
As the exchange drags on, the auditor refuses to back down. He makes it clear, you have no authority whatsoever to dictate where I go. And in this context, his right to a public pavement is open to everyone. Police don't have a general power to move people along just because they don't like where they're standing. Dispersal powers exist, but they're tightly defined, usually needing authorization in advance and tied to genuine antisocial behavior. None of that applies here, which means this wasn't about the law. It was about control.
I would have answered your questions happily. Happily answered your questions, but you don't have the right to assault someone.
I believe you to be a security risk.
I was not going into the police station, okay? I understand what you're saying, but we could have had a conversation about it.
You want to move your car in?
No, it's fine. I've just put it there.
But we could have had, like... Now, it looks like we've de-escalated it a little bit, so I'm willing to have a conversation with you.
Have a conversation with me. I just want you to leave.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to go in the gate, but I'm not going to leave, okay?
Well, then can you stand on the other side?
No, I won't, because I'm walking backwards and forwards. I'm making a video.
The true motive shows itself when the officer suddenly asks why the auditor is filming. It's clear now. This isn't about suspected theft. It's about the camera. The stop isn't preventing crime. It's reacting to being recorded. When officers use their authority to challenge completely legal actions, it's no longer about enforcing the law. It becomes a display of power.
Censor, a practical reason for their concern. But notice the timing. This explanation comes after the initial use of force. The auditor sums it up perfectly. All you had to do was have a conversation. And that's the heart of it. So many of these confrontations don't have to spiral if officers simply explain their reasoning instead of jumping straight to physical control. Attention then shifts to the boundary itself. The auditor asks where the line actually is. The second officer points out the hatched markings on the road. But the auditor insists he was nowhere near those markings when PC Bell first put hands on him. That dispute, the exact positioning of the auditor, becomes a critical point. The video footage will likely be the deciding factor in whether the force was reasonable or an unlawful assault.
Anybody willing to de-escalate this situation? No one.
Under Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, officers must have reasonable suspicion based on specific actions, not vague worries or lawful behavior like filming, to justify a stop and search. Failing that standard can make the search unlawful, potentially violating Article 5, Right to Liberty, and Article 8, Right to Privacy, under the Human Rights Act 1998. If the auditor pursues civil action, he could claim Thames Valley Police breached his rights, and in similar cases, courts have granted compensation, particularly when officers cannot clearly justify their actions.
I'm not going in the gate.
The confrontation on the street wasn't the end of the matter. In his update, the auditor explains that he took the proper channels to seek redress, and this is an important lesson for anyone who feels wronged by police conduct. The first step was a formal criminal complaint against PC Bell for assault. That can be filed directly at a police station or through the Independent Office for Police Conduct, known as the IOPC. From there, the complaint was forwarded to the Force's Professional Standards Department, or PSD. Think of this as the police's internal affairs unit. Their role is to investigate allegations of misconduct or even criminality by serving officers, and in this case, PSD not only accepted the complaint but also took a full formal statement from the auditor and opened an investigation into PC Bell's conduct.
I would have answered your questions happily. Happily answered your questions.
When the officer questions the auditor's example, asking if he really saw an old lady steal cheese, the auditor shoots back, check the CCTV. It's a sharp reversal, pointing out the same shaky reasoning the officer used to detain him, relying on hearsay rather than first-hand observation. Yet now, when the logic is turned back, the officer suddenly demands proof. This exchange exposes a clear double standard. Police act on unverified claims quickly, but expect strict evidence when the same standard applies to them.
An interview under caution isn't a casual chat, it's part of a criminal investigation. The officer is advised of their legal rights because there's evidence suggesting they may have committed a criminal offence. This shows that the Professional Standards Department is treating the allegation of assault seriously. The auditor explains that while he requested certain outcomes from the force, the police made it clear that decisions would be based strictly on their legal assessment, not personal preference. It's important to stress here, this isn't about policy or internal discipline alone. The allegation is that a criminal law was broken. And when that's the case, the process has to follow criminal accountability, with proper interviews, evidence gathering, and potential charges.
Processes for doing that.
If anything, she's assaulted me, so I wish to make a criminal complaint against her.
So don't go anywhere near the gate as cars are going in.
I'm not going in the gate.
That stops the gate.
Okay, but I can. It's a pavement, my friend. I can go right up to the curb.
Rather than checking the facts, the officer dismisses the need for verification, claiming a public tip and a colleague's word are enough. The auditor counters, pointing out he's also a member of the public making a claim. So why does one count while the other is ignored? CCTV provides clear, unbiased evidence, unlike hearsay, which can be unreliable. If fairness truly mattered, the officer would have reviewed the footage first instead of rushing to detain him based on someone else's report.
Complete, and there is typically a 3-year time limit for bringing an assault claim. So, what can we take away from this dramatic encounter? You have a right to film in public, including police officers and police stations. Police can only interfere under specific legal grounds.
Once the search ends, the auditor requests his stop and search paperwork, as required under Section 1 of PACE. The officer offers to email it, but the auditor insists on a physical copy, and rightly so. Officers are meant to provide a written record at the time of the search unless it's truly impractical. An email might be convenient, but it doesn't replace proper procedure. A hard copy ensures accountability, avoids delays or lost messages, and lets the auditor review everything immediately. By insisting on it, he's holding the officers to the rules.